So just want to clear the air because there's been a lot of rumors going around, just evidence from conversations with some clients and members of the gym. There's this air of, oh, what's going on with the gym? Is it closing? Is it this? Is it that? I would never invite you here, give you breakfast, and say, hey guys, we're done. That would be a very bad business move, and especially that we invested so much money already into making it just a better environment for people to come, work out, train. If you've been with me long enough, I think the only person here would be Nicole. That's known me this long. Yeah, I've known Nicole longer than my wife. But I met my wife, I think, probably around the same time, Nicole. Nicole, how long have we known each other? How long?
From Stony Brook CrossFit.
So 2011, 12? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe around that. When did you get into CrossFit? By that age?
Stony Brook CrossFit. Yep.
When? Around like 12, 13?
Probably 12, 2000.
Okay, so I do know her longer than I know my wife. All right. Today I want to give you a good introduction of where we're going as a gym and where we would like you guys to come along for the ride. This OPEX is going to be our new logo, our new design. It is a new model for fitness, and I'd really like you guys to give it, a really good, solid foundation of understanding of where it comes from, the understanding behind it, the science behind it, and if there's any questions that you may have, you could address them, right from the beginning and just shout it out, or hold it to the end if you have any questions. You can speak to me on the side. All right, so we'll get started. Hopefully the logo looks like this color, not this faded one. But anyway, all right, so who am I? A lot of you may not know some of my history. Back in 2005, I really got into strength training. I graduated high school in 2009. I know I'm much, much younger, or the same age as some of you. Some of you had your first kids probably in 2009. Not aging you, don't worry. So I started strength training because I was a college soccer player. I really wanted to, get myself in the best physical shape possible to play Division I soccer, which I ended up doing. When I got into college, I saw this guy. His name was Charles Kim, and I was working out in the gym, and I saw his legs. They were massive, right? This guy later became. He's now an Army Ranger. If you want to know what an Army Ranger is, talk to Andy. It's probably like, what is it? The top level of. And he's like, maybe not, but I looked at it and I said, what do you do, man? Like, how do you exercise? And he said, oh, I do CrossFit. And I said, really? How can I get involved? He goes, oh, you should be doing it because, you work out, you exercise, you play soccer at St. John's. So I started doing it. I did CrossFit, did endurance training as well, concurrently with it. And I competed in a 50-mile race in 2009. Then in 2011 to 14. 2009, I got certified in CrossFit. 2011 to 14, I did Olympic weightlifting because after I started learning about, fitness, CrossFit, I realized I needed, 2-3 years of actual Olympic weightlifting only training to get better at it, because we see people who are very advanced in CrossFit, but they don't actually become that way by, doing a class workout. They literally will hone their effort in simply on, working on their Olympic lifting, which is, the case with many of these CrossFit Games athletes that I'm sure you guys see on the daily on Instagram, on Facebook, on, whatever the ad campaign is that CrossFit's running. Graduated college, 2013, 14, opened the gym. Now 2016 to present, I get individualized training design from a guy out of Georgia. It's called Training Think Tank. Sometimes I tag them in my videos. I have a good relationship with my coach down there, Adam. If things come up with my training, my nutrition, my lifestyle, and I'm looking to align that, I refer out to him. So when my dad passed away in April, I said, hey man, my training is going to take a downturn. I can't perform to the level that I want to, because physically I was not there. I'm sure most of you know that because you've met me and know me at that time. Very unexpected turn of events, but here we are today. Now I'm OPEX CCP certified. That's their coaching certification program. Nourishment certified, lifestyle certified, program design certified. consultationist certified, assessment certified, training think tank movement and breathing certified. So I've done a lot of work in the past 2 to 3 months. Most people would use that as like a downturn to, sort of take a grieving process. I used it in a way that what would my authentic self want to be, and what would my dad want to, really remember me as, or how could I honor his memory of really pushing forward towards something that I truly and deeply believe in, and that's why I've invited you guys here today, right? So with that said, I would ask Z these questions, at night when I come home from the gym since I took over. But even before then, I've been wanting to get this certification. It says OPEX on it, means optimum experience. I've been wanting to get this certification for the past 5 or 6 years because I knew of this guy, which I'll talk about him later. His name's James Fitzgerald. He won the CrossFit Games in 2007, and since has transitioned to educating coaches and educating clients on the best practices that are going to lead to them having a better lifestyle, becoming a better father, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I would have these questions, and I would talk to Z about it. What is my goal? What is my purpose? Truly ask yourself these questions too. Because life is very, very short. I mean, if I know I referenced it before, but my father, it wasn't like I spoke to him the day of that it happened. It was like heart attack, brain dead, dead. Was no conversation. So, is my goal having 300 members inside of the gym? Because I've asked myself that, maybe I'll make the prices $99, Is that like a goal? Is that good for members? Is that good for people to, have a reduced experience, Like the wear and tear in the equipment, 100 classes a week? Because there are people that do that. I mean, there are plenty of places that you could probably go. And what do you think my responsibility is as a coach, Think about that question for a second. What do you think my responsibility is as a coach? What differentiates a good coach? Because I know we do a good job here. We have good coaches, and like everybody's a coach now too. You go onto your Facebook or something. The minute you search, how to cook, oh, there's a cooking coach. It starts popping up on your Facebook. The minute you search for a mechanic, they're like, this guy's a coach and a mechanic. He could help you learn how to fix your car. Or you could ask Joe Klein or Joe Tatone. They're pretty handy. And what differentiates a good gym? Is it the results of the members? Is it the experience? Is it the nice equipment? Is it the clean equipment? What differentiates a really good gym? Because I've been to many different CrossFit gyms, and there are some that are great. There are some that are, you would probably say, oh, it was so dirty. And I've heard this before. I've been doing this for almost 12 years, right? And then are we duping ourselves and tricking ourselves by engaging in it, Are we aligning our lifestyle with our training? Is our training aligning with our lifestyle, more importantly, So these are just some questions to think about. And then I think about goals and functions, and which you should also think about as well, What do we do on a day-to-day basis, right? That's something we've never probably had a conversation about. What is it that you specifically do day to day in your environment, right? Some of you work behind a desk. Some of you are, stay-at-home dads. Some of you are stay-at-home moms. Some of you work overnight shifts. Some of you, travel back and forth, driving, delivering materials. Some of you are pharmacists. Some of you are, economists, whatever it is. You all have different functions day to day, right? And what that means is some of you sit more, some of you stand more, some of you are sweating more, some of you aren't sweating more, some of you are sedentary, some of you are active, some of you are behind, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Some of you have wrist pain because of I'm typing all the time. How does our lifestyle affect what we do in the gym? Something we've never asked ourselves. Even myself, Because what we do inside the gym, again, should align with that lifestyle, and if anything, improve it, right? How are we nurturing our bodies and minds, right? How do we nurture ourselves inside of and outside of the gym? When I got my level 1 back in 2009, the one thing that they said was, you're in the gym for an hour, And what you do outside of the gym is just as important as what you do inside of the gym. So if you're trying to outperform a bad diet, it's not going to happen. If you're trying to outperform bad sleep, it's not going to happen. So what are you doing and why are you doing it? How do you sleep? How do you stress? Your sex life. These are all things, happy, hungry, horny. These things are very important for your overall health. And I know it sounds stupid to say, but it actually is. You'd be surprised that, people who've confided in me and said, oh yeah, I have no, libido, no sex drive. No, I'm stressed all the time. I barely get any sleep. And then we want to come and do a workout just to do it, right? Another one, just because a movement exists doesn't mean we should be doing it, right? I know I said this and Lynn was like, wow, that was a very powerful statement. But it's true. Just because a movement exists does not mean we should be doing it, because some of us, including myself, lack the, current ability to execute it to its, proper form, proper ability, proper expression of strength, speed, endurance, etc. Right? Have you reached your goals? Do we have goals? Right? Maybe we have nightmares or things that scare us. I certainly know people who've confided in me about things that they're afraid of in old age, afraid of becoming sick, lonely, nobody around, Have we become better? Have you maintained growth? Have you reached a peak? And then how do you expect one program to work for thousands of yous? And I say yous plural because there's each individual yous, right? Each of you are an individual, right? And you could yell out if you're like, no, I'm not an individual. So one size fits all, right? So why do we do it? How does it line up with your why, right? And this is a much deeper question than a lot of you probably get when you're coming into the gym. Literally, how does it line up with your why? Why are we getting into shape? Why are we, engaging in fitness? Because we've been told we're not good enough, because we look in the mirror and we see what other people see and not what we want to see? Think about those deep questions. Those are serious, serious questions to ask yourself. I know people who have a towel over their mirror in the morning when they get out of the shower. They don't look at themselves when they come out of the shower. Is that health? How does it line up with your why? Why 1 hour? Why AMRAP? Why 3 rounds? Why 14 minutes? Why 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off? Separate yourself from the actual movements themselves, the actual time domains, and ask yourself, why? Why are we doing 3 minutes? Why is this workout 18.1, 17.1? There's not really a good answer. Say it again?
That's what the board says.
But no, but but you laugh at him, but he's exactly right.
It's because it's an hour class.
It's exactly right.
That's what CrossFit.
That's what we did for once.
Absolutely right. Absolutely. No, you're absolutely right. But when we do a 12-minute workout, it's because there's 14 minutes left of class, not because it's trying to develop your potential in the future in gaining progress, becoming better at, pull-ups, developing all those things that you may or may not want to do. But that's some kind of conversation that you would have to have, because, why power snatch? Why power clean? Why back squat? Why no rest? Why no nutrition? Why keto diet? Why paleo? Why RP? Why calories burned? Why games level improvement in 1 year? And that's the best one because, people see these games level athletes in CrossFit, getting so much better within a year. Yes, that's their job. If you think about it, most of the people in the CrossFit Games, there's 1 to 5 who finish in the top 5. Their job is CrossFit. 5 to 30 that finish, their job is in CrossFit. Okay? But they can make improvement in 1 year that people, including myself, wouldn't be able to make because they are doing training that's indicative of how they're going to become better within that year. So hold your horses yet. Okay? So this is a CrossFit ad campaign, okay? This is very prototypical, okay? In fact, when I got into CrossFit, that's one of the main reasons why I did it, right? It was something hard, something fast. I saw a lot of improvement, and then I didn't, okay? So when I stand in front of the board every day, I'm betraying your trust in me as a coach. And I know that sounds odd to say, but it's, in fact, God's honest truth. Because when I say, hey, we're doing a 12-minute AMRAP, it's pull-ups, it's push-ups, it's sit-ups, or whatever it is. The person who can't do pull-ups is always going to scale to ring rows. They will never be able to develop the pull-up until they do the pull-up, until they prioritize that as a movement, until they do much more upper body pulling strength than they do lower body pressing strength. So what that means is, right, since we have to fit it into an hour class, right, there's no ability to actually coach, right? One of the biggest things when we opened up was injury prevention, right? We're trying to make a workout so that nobody gets injured. And granted, there hasn't been that many injuries. If you look around, there hasn't been that many injuries, which is great. That's a testament to solid programming. If you go to other gyms, I'm sure they have good programming. But when CrossFit early on developed, if you've been in it in a while, and I know Nicole has, she's done some stupid workouts, And she could be a testament to that. Like, oh my God, you do the first round in 5 minutes, the second round takes you 20. Is that go harder, faster, stronger? Is that sustainable? If you're working in an unsustainable environment, and we're testing you in that environment. We're not actually training, and you're not actually developing in that time frame, right? So here we go, testing versus training. There's the guy, Marcus Philly. If you look him up on Instagram, he's got his own gym out in California, I think, right? Yeah. His whole program was developed, I'm just using him as an aside note, but it goes to show you testing versus training. In a testing environment, I'll segue into it a different way. A testing environment means that you're doing a 12-minute AMRAP. You're doing 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. You're doing a 22-minute workout, row 1,000, like we did the other day. What was it? 40 burpees, 50 sit-ups, 60 kettlebell swings, 50, 40, run 800. Now, a lot of you said, oh, that's a great workout. But why is it a great workout? Right? Why?
Do you have the answer?
So that's what I mean. I'm not making anybody here feel dumb about it. Okay, because you're talking to somebody who's been doing this for 12 years. Okay? I've been where you've been. When I first started training, again, another aside. When I first started training, I got up to 135 pound deadlift within 2 to 3 weeks of training CrossFit, right? I didn't have a coach at the time. I had the guy Charles Kim training me inside of a gym. When I got to 135 on the bar, I thought that was like, as they say in England, the bee's knees. Like that was like the apex of my fitness. Then over time, what did I do? I trained my deadlift, probably once or twice a week. In a year, I got to 315. But how did I feel? Oh, wow, now I want to get more. But I didn't really understand what it meant to get more. Because the more I trained, what I didn't put in there was something that happened to me back in 2011 before I started weightlifting. I trained probably 60 to 70 days in a row. And one day when I came into the gym, I bonked. I hit the wall, right? I got my blood work done. I had lower testosterone levels than an 80-year-old because I was overtrained, But I thought more, faster, more was better, but it wasn't, right? From that point on, I started doing Olympic weightlifting. From that point on, I started getting a coach, and now I could deadlift 515. But still, where does that fit in with my why? Do I just want to deadlift 515 for fun? I don't know, like a party trick? Hey, watch. Boom! Pay this guy $10, he did it. And now we look at testing versus training. I did years and years of training before I test. And what I'm saying to you is every day you come in here, it's a test. Okay? It's a test. It's a test to see how much you can push, how far you can go within a 10-minute time frame, a 12-minute time frame, a 3 rounds, 4 rounds, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. You know? And that doesn't show sustainability and growth. You know, it's similar to going into a math class, doing a test on, you know, logarithms, right? Anybody know what those are? Okay. Doing a test on, you know, addition, okay? And then not knowing anything about numbers. So every day you come in, you're getting a test, 5 plus 4, but you don't even know what 5 and 4 even mean. So every day that we come in and we're doing a 10-minute AMRAP, we're testing you. We're not training you. The training is the strength part, okay? The training is the strength part. But even then, some of you, including myself, I don't need any more lower body training. I need more upper body development. Some of you need more upper body development than you do lower body development. And if you show up on certain days, you're going to be overcompensating or undercompensating for something. You understand that?
It depends on what our own personal goals are.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Like if we want to lift the heavier weights, or if we want to, I know at the end of the day, I just want to leave here feeling good and having a good workout.
Oh,
My
absolutely.
goals aren't so much anymore to lift the heavy weights.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I understand that completely. I understand that sentiment in probably a grand understanding of everybody who comes to the gym. You know, that's why I'll point out like Jim, right? What is the main reason why you came here, Jim?
Strength, flexibility.
And what's the biggest thing that you've noticed, and you tell me every day, in the difference of training? What do you feel when you come out of bed and you start to walk?
I can walk down the stairs.
He could walk down the stairs with no pain. That's huge. He's not worried about, when's the last time we tested your deadlift?
It's months.
Right? He doesn't need that, right? He's 60-something years old, okay? Okay? For him, it's about longevity. And that's what I'm getting at here, you know? Andy, right? Andy came to me and he said, and same thing with Jim, came to me and said, hey, I want to like develop more, but you know, I think the classes are too much. Think about that for a second. A member of the gym, and it's not just him, other people too. I guess they're on their way. But Andy's made more progress in the past 3 weeks than he's made in the past year of being here. Why? Because I'm giving Andy now aerobic training based around where he is to develop, right? I'm giving him, you know, thoracic mobility stuff, you know, wrist flexibility stuff, ankle flexibility stuff, all of this to work on his own and develop. Because when he leaves the gym now, he doesn't have to leave the gym in a drunken sweat. No, no, no. Why would he? Right? Is he trying to compete in CrossFit? Does Andy need to do power snatches? Maybe. No, but maybe. I know you shake your head, but maybe he wants to. But that will develop, you know? Not telling him, hey, Andy, let's do a 1 dumbbell arm snatch, because it's not the same thing, right? So that's where I'm driving home on this. Training is way different. You'll still test, but you'll see how much improvement you can get in a week. I've had clients who Joe and Joe both seen. I had a client who came in, 1 pull-up. In 3 weeks, he was able to do 8. Right? I had a client, woman, no push-ups. In 3 weeks, she was able to do 8 at a tempo. How is that possible?
So how is that possible for you to do that for all of your clients?
She answered. She's my friend. You're all my friends. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's a really good turn of. I like that. That's a really good turn of the page. So now let's get into the next video. Okay. So what is OPEX? Okay. I talked a little bit about it before, and I guarantee it. If you guys, which I trust all of you that you're going to make your best judgment on this, and I want you to. I want you to give it, you know, a try. I want you to understand it. I want you to see that fitness is much, 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 much bigger than we see it now, right? Because in the future, fitness and medicine, it's already happening. I mean, I know at St. Charles already, you're at St. Charles, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I know already they have like even a recovery, station over there for kids who play at Sachem High School and things like that for like cryotherapy, not cryotherapy, maybe not, the Normatec pumps for the legs, all of this physical therapists, PTs, to make people more recovered and get back into the sports if they've had an injury, okay? So fitness and medicine are on their way up. I want to play this video, okay?
Fitness is personal. You do fitness to look, feel and perform better, to live a larger life. At an OPEX gym, you'll do fitness with the support of a professional coach, one-to-one. Your coach will design your fitness experience so that you make progress in and out of the gym for years. How will your coach do that? You'll start with a consultation where you'll begin to build trust with your coach. It's through your growing relationship that your coach will know how to best help your progress in and out of the gym. Next, your coach will assess you using the OPEX BMW system, body, move and work. This gives your coach insight into your physical limitations so that they immediately deliver you the right exercises in your program. This will keep you safe and it will focus your energy towards improving the right things. Once your coach knows where you are, it's time to train. Your coach will design a customized workout program for you. You'll receive your workout program in a state-of-the-art workout platform called Fitbot, where you and your coach will connect seamlessly through both video and chat conversations. But your amazing fitness experience doesn't stop there. Because you spend 10 times more time outside of the gym than you do in it, your coach will also help guide your lifestyle and nutrition choices. Each month, you'll sit back down for another coaching consultation so that you continue to add to your progress every month. Even though you'll have the consistent support of your own coach, you'll also have other OPEX coaches helping you daily on the gym floor. You, the coaches, and the other clients enjoy and share a fun and inspiring team environment where everybody wins. Worried about when you'll work out? Don't be. OPEX Gyms allows you to choose when you work out. No more time constraints from classes or personal training. Join us to enjoy the fitness experience you've been searching for all along. OPEX Gyms provide you the best environment to work toward and realize your biggest goals. See you soon.
Okay, so that's the short, right? It's an environment where everybody's going to have their individualized training design, their nourishment principles, their lifestyle guidelines, each and every day that they come into the gym. It's no longer, hey, it's a 10-minute AMRAP.
Fitness is the journey. It's a constant
Right?
real evolution.
But that was a good
really
segue anyway. Fitness is a journey. So it's no longer, oh, I can't do this movement. No, your fitness will be aligned with where you currently are to develop where you want to be. And if you don't have a good understanding of where that is, that's totally fine, I didn't have a clear understanding of that years ago. Many of us probably don't know, Many of us do it because we're, sort of in the limelight of, hey, I got to get this rite of passage. I want to do CrossFit. I want to do something intense. I know I need, vigorous workouts to get better. Yes, that's why people at 50s, 60s also do swimming. Why? Because it's low concentric work on their actual muscles, and their lungs become like treadmills, right? That's a sustainable path. That's a sustainable growth in that field. Right? And now we ask ourselves, right? Is your gym supporting you? Do you receive individual design programs geared only for you and your needs? That may come as a shock, like, oh, but do you, Do you have one-to-one consultations with your coach every month to ensure progress? A quality assessment in the beginning, the end, ongoing, to ensure that you're always working out and you're given workouts where you currently are. Nutrition consultations based on where you are, right? We're always quick, even myself, sorry?
I said we're all like getting the keto diet.
Oh yeah, like why? You know, why are we doing all these crazy diets? I've given some of you, you know, like a tip, a little small tip of the iceberg on dieting, and what happens? Weight comes off, right? But if it doesn't work, then we have to reassess it. It's not just, hey, this didn't work, let's throw it away. No, we have to reassess what your eating habits are, you know? How you eat, how you digest fats, how you digest carbs. Those are things that people don't think about, you know? How you feel after you eat, you know? Where your energy levels are, how much caffeine we're having.
Not enough.
So if it's not enough, you better talk to John. No, okay. Right? And then not only that, it's daily and weekly tracking of your, you know, your exercise, right? Of your exercises. And then pain and injury prevention and rehabilitation, right? Some of you that have shoulder injuries, nagging shoulder injuries. Some of you have that ankle flexibility, low back issues, right? Core stability issues, right? How are those getting better in the class? Ask yourself, you know? Because going from 0 to 1 in anything is going to make you feel better. You know? You understand that? Going from 0 to 1. If I was somebody who had a really, really poor diet and then my coach told me, hey, John, start eating more vegetables, I'll probably feel a ton better because what I was doing in the past wasn't, you know, healthy. And if I had a shoulder injury, if I had a knee injury, and I said, hey, we're going to strengthen your legs, we're going to strengthen your glutes, we're going to strengthen your hamstrings. Maybe if I just walked more instead of sitting down all day long, I'd feel a lot better, you know? You guys understand that, right? It's a correlation without causation because of the fact that you may in fact get better by doing something that doesn't have to do with what it is that you've done, right? So now we'll watch a video about an OPEX gym.
We're really going to feel like we've impacted fitness when we've figured out the definition of it. So our current definition is a journey into potential, a person's potential, that leads to longevity.
At OPEX, something that you'll hear a lot is that we believe in the individual approach. And what that is that we don't think that fitness is the end game. We think that fitness is the medium to get to your own end game. So whether that's you wanting to get to the boardroom, you wanting to be an athlete, you wanting to be a great role model for your kids, fitness is the medium to help you get there.
And so when that client, yeah, they don't just get support technologically and pats on the back and, you know, maybe some towels and direction of where their knee travels in space. They have a family that's around them, a true definition of a community that's going to support them in their journey.
Something that is so beneficial about an OPEX gym is that you actually have support from a coach all the time. But that support might be different than what you're used to because you have somebody writing your program, you have them helping you with nutrition, you have them helping you with lifestyle, and you have them helping you reach those goals inside or outside of the gym. But what they're there to do is to actually teach you how to fish. They're there to teach you how to work out so that you don't need them every day. And the reason that we believe that that's so important is because you have your own journey, and what you need is you need progress, because progress allows you to want to keep ascending the mountain, right? And so when you are making progress, that's when you can feel like you'll do this for a lifetime. Just as we believe that the client's own fitness journey is so important, we also believe that the coach's journey is just as important. And the reason is because they need to enjoy longevity just like the client. They have to build a career. And in an OPEX gym, they can do that. They can build a career, they can become a master of their craft, and they can have just as much fulfillment as the client and as the owner.
OPEX gives a coach hope. It gives the coach an opportunity for fulfillment. Fulfillment in meaning a fulfilling career, a balance in being fulfilled and being professional. We have a language and a way of doing things that allows the coach to you know, follow this OPEX way, but be completely inspired because they're still able to be creative with each individual client.
When we were creating OPEX Gyms, we knew we needed to do one thing exceptionally well. We had to create a gym environment where the client, the coach, and the owner all succeeded together in the long run. And what's so exciting is that we're seeing OPEX Gyms all over the world do this.
The owner gets fulfillment out of teaching other coaches or making a severe impact on their community. The coach gets fulfillment out of being creative, learning, and creating a connection, deep relationships to people. And the client, of course, gets success because they create improvement in their fitness and toward their potential for fitness. You know, and we want to make an impact and change people's perspective on what fitness is. And the way that we can make that impact is through OPEX Gyms.
Awesome. So that's, again, another reiteration of what we've been talking about, right? So now we talk about the process, okay? Consultation, assessment, individualized design training, nourishment, and then repeat, right? Now each one of you are going to be going through this process, right? September is going to come, and we're each going to meet for an assessment. We're going to say, hey, where are you currently? We're going to do your body fat measurements. We're going to see what your goals are, align them, right? And give you the opportunity to see it for yourself, you know? If you don't trust me right now, I guarantee you will by the end of it, right? I don't even hesitate that you would second guess it, right? I'm that confident because I know where each of us would like to be, and I know where myself I would find myself wanting to be, right? So assessment, individualized training, nourishment planning, lifestyle guidelines, and then every month we meet, we repeat it, right? Hey, how have you met those goals? Are those goals coming to fruition, right? A goal, to be a goal, has to show signs of it coming true, right? You can't just say, I want to run a marathon and never run, right? I want to, power clean 350 and then never learn how to power clean properly, right? You can say the next one. So services, right? Consult is always free, right? The assessment is $200. Going forward, on-site and remote coaching, okay, is going to be $250 per month.
However, to keep something in mind, assessment for every Mount Sinai CrossFit member that we have now, the assessment is totally free. One, because the coach has been with you for a long time. They already know a little bit about your movements and whatnot, but you're going to actually, after today, you're going to get a timesheet where you could book your assessment, so you could go one-on-one. Another thing, starting November 1st, our prices are gonna go to $250, where we're gonna only have individualized training. What does that mean? In September and in October, we're gonna have individualized training for you to try it at the same rate that you are on. You're gonna get individualized training. You're gonna get actually also nutrition planning. You're gonna get consultation. You're gonna get assessment. You're gonna get a coach that is working with you at every step of the way for 60 days for you to try it out and test it. And we're gonna have also class ones. If let's say, you know what, I'm not the right fit for this, or no, I actually like the classes better or whatnot. So we're gonna actually give a 60 days period where you could test this for yourself and see if it does actually improvement in your life. And I guarantee it's gonna do a lot of improvement in your life if your goals are gonna align with what you do outside the gym, inside the gym, and whatnot. And that's why you're gonna go through an assessment. Yes.
So after those 60 days, the class WODs are going to end?
Yes. So we're gonna only have individualized training, and after obviously you try the individualized training, see if it's a good fit for you, if you like it, whatnot, and we go from there.